Hi there, hello.
Hello, Ryan.
Can I help you?
I'm a big fan. I've watched so many of those videos where you've, you know, recorded yourself talking to yourself. It's so amazing. It's ingenious. I wonder where you came up with that idea.
Are you kidding me? That's all I think about ever.
I've done a few videos like that myself, where I record myself talking to myself. And I mean, I haven't done as many as you, but it's really fun. I really enjoy that kind of videography.
Ah, well, see, therein lies the problem. That is also my thing.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of beside the point. I just wanted to let you know how much I admire the work that you do. I mean, I love you, man.
Oh my God, love?
Oh, well, not that kind of love. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just wanted you to know just how much I respect and admire you and the work that you do.
Guess that makes sense, but I still feel pretty uncomfortable and unsure as to why you came into my office.
Well, I came into your office to ask you something.
So...
I'm not really sure how to go about asking you this.
You have a movie for me?
No, not a movie. This isn't a Screen Rant pitch session.
Okay.
This is a pitch session, though. I'd like to pitch you to be a part of my franchise.
So why don't you catch me up on this franchise? What the hell is it exactly?
Well, it's more of a podcast, actually. It's called Stark Reflections on Writing and Publishing, and the Stark, I guess, is derived from the brand or franchise of my Stark Publishing company. But what it is in Stark Reflections on Writing and Publishing is I interview people and I learn things about their creative life.
Now, I get the gist.
Right? From writers and folks like yourself that do really interesting creative things.
I get it,
And then after the podcast, after the interview,
please stop.
I reflect on the things that I've learned from my guests.
Oh, well, that is a good way to pad the runtime.
And I'd like you to be a guest and come on my podcast.
You and me?
Yeah, exactly.
Myself and yourself?
Yeah, the two of us in conversation with one another rather than in conversation with just ourselves.
Right, yeah, okay, I just don't know what to do in this situation. This hasn't happened before.
Well, you could say yes. It would only be about half an hour of your time. It would be super easy, barely an inconvenience. And if you want, because, you're a smart guy, you could even ask me questions too.
I mean, what was your childhood like?
Oh, okay. You jumped on that really quickly. Well, I suppose you could say I had a really weird childhood.
Weird childhoods are tight.
Yeah, they are tight.
Sure. And what would you say was like the biggest obstacle on your life journey?
Okay, are you trying to interview me now, or are you just trying to throw me off my game?
Guilty, you got me.
In any case, if we could get back to the topic on hand, do you think you would like to be a guest on the Stark Reflections on Writing and Publishing podcast?
Right, I mean, I don't really see how I can monetize that, but okay.
Okay. So you mean you'd consider it? Oh my God, this is going to be so fun. I'm going to ask you some, intelligent questions, but, slightly humorous stuff as well, so that, you'll feel right at home.
That sounds super cool.
And I do edit the audio, so, if during the interview either one of us says, or something like that, a little bit too often, I'll edit it out so we sound much smarter than we do in the raw audio.
That does sound borderline magical.
Oh, thanks so much for agreeing to do this, Ryan. I think this is going to be awesome. People are going to love this interview.
Oh, really?
After the interview is over, there's going to be people that are going to be lined up wanting to see other collaborations that we can do. It's going to be like Mark Leslie and Ryan George team up and do amazing things. And
feels like there might be other conclusions people would come to before that one.
So just to explain, I have a podcast called Stark Reflections on Writing and Publishing, and in the podcast I interview people that I'm interested in learning more about their creative background, the writing, the business of writing, the genesis of how they got started, and how they do things, because I'm constantly wanting to learn as a writer. So I have long been a fan of Ryan George, of the many different styles of videos that he does. And I wanted to reach out to him to ask if he would be on my podcast. But I thought, somebody who's that popular, that awesome, that amazing, and fellow Canadian, I thought I could reach out to him in the normal way, which I plan on doing. But I thought, well, sometimes, when you reach out to, as a fan, when you reach out to someone, and this has happened to me quite a bit as a podcaster, you don't always hear back from them, potentially because their inbox is inundated with all kinds of requests, all kinds of things that people want from them. And obviously, I'd love to get half an hour of different people's time so I can just have a really good in-depth conversation with them about writing and creativity in general, and that hopefully benefits my listeners as much as it benefits me. And it's been a really, really good experience. But again, I have to recognize I'm asking somebody for something to give up their time. And so I thought, rather than just reaching out and asking, I thought I would um, do something a little bit extra just to maybe get some attention so that it's not missed. Either it's a takedown notification, or like, seriously, dude, like, what, that was dumb, or whatever. At least I get their attention, and either get a good solid no, I'm sorry, I don't have time for this. I have 1,000 other requests and I can only do so many of them, or ideally, yeah, that would be great. Let's set something up. So that's kind of the background for why I did this video. And again, much respect, admiration for Ryan George. I will continue to be a fan, obviously, of his, even if he's unable to or unwilling to sink to the low level of coming on my podcast. But anyway, that's just a bit of an explanation for why I created this video, and it was kind of fun doing that kind of video. Obviously, watching a number, I think I only went through 5 or 6 videos of his where I extracted some of the clips. I mean, he has hundreds and hundreds that I could have gone through and gotten something a little bit more ideal, but I wanted to do it in a relatively quick time period. So that's kind of a bit of the background as to why I'm putting this video out there. So Ryan, if you are watching this, thank you so much for so many entertaining things that you do to amuse, inform, inspire, and just entertain the rest of us out there. And I'm really, really hoping that I get the honor of getting a chance to chat with you for my podcast. If not, I'll probably still talk about the creative process and why I did this, because that's the kind of thing that I share on my podcast, is those personal reflections on the writer's life. In any case, this is Mark Leslie, or if you prefer to trip over your tongue, it's Mark Leslie Lefebvre, and I'm going to end this video, I guess now, with maybe I'll do some weird, neat ending effect. I don't know.